Mark Maloney for Arrive Alive by Chrysal. Here we are in Virginia, Central Virginia, and it's almost June. That means a couple of things. Number one, the temperature hits 90 and stays there for a few months, which means number two, everything's in bloom, but you better keep it in water or it won't last long. A couple of spray roses here in my yard, a little bit of purple aster, and some other goodies. But let's talk about using water tubes as well as Arrive Alive for the best mix for your flowers. Mark Maloney, and welcome to my backyard here in Virginia. The temperature now is about 93 degrees. Since I cut these and took them in the back of the yard, it's been about 10 minutes, and look at these asters. What a shame. How about the spray roses? A little bit wilted. Now, a lot of people would say, hey, just put them in a water tube. And if you have the right mix, one stem, it's a hard stem, sure, you can put it in the water tube and it'll be okay. But what if you have more flowers? What if you have a dozen? Or what if you have something with a soft stem, such as a tulip or a lily? It only takes a very short time, especially in this heat, for flowers to wilt. Take a look at some of your options. There is, of course, the water tubes, which takes a little bit of time to open them up, fill them, we spill a little bit. And again, if you have one tube, it'll work for one stem. So we can just sort of pop that in there and get a little water in my face and my hands. Not really a great solution for something with a big, thick stem. These I bought at the store about 3 hours ago, and they were wrapped in Arrive Alive. So you will notice a difference with that lovely wet foam envelope that we call Arrive Alive, the special foam. Here again, much like a hydrangea or some of the other real soft stems, trying to use a water tube, it's just not going to get it. Barely fits in even if you take the lid off. So we're here with a little problem. Do we want to stick 11 water tubes on this? How clunky would that be? How time efficient would that be? Labor, cost, and appearance. People want the upscale appearance at your store. They're not looking for the cut rate stuff. So you need to give them that upsell look, that luxury look, something custom made. That's why we use the Arrive Alive and recommend that for anything more than 1 or 2 stems or anything more than a tiny, tiny hard stem. That's why we recommend Arrive Alive for anything more than 1 or 2 stems or anything with a soft stem. Let's see if you agree. So here we are. Do we really want to try a dozen of these? I don't think so. They just don't seem to go on well, and it would be so clunky to just have bunches and bunches of them on. Let's try that wonderful liquid flower envelope we call Arrive Alive by Chrysal. Stick it on this old style triangle cut. For people who like the old school Arrive Alive, wrap it on up, and that magic hydrophilic foam creates an envelope of water to just keep the nutrients going. Before I dip it, might be a good idea to point out that Chrysal will do flower food in custom runs with your custom label on it. See your Chrysal rep for that. Let's dip the flowers into that 1 quart of water with the Chrysal flower food. Give it about 8 to 10 seconds, which gives us time to then bring it out. I don't like it dripping too much. We don't want a big, huge puddle of water in there, and we don't want to waste water. wrap it up in the bag, a rubber band, and just a finer technique, you want to keep the rubber band up near the top here. You don't want the rubber band here because you'll still have wet foam, and if the flowers go on the side, you won't get that watertight seal such as I have right now. From Richmond, Virginia, this is Mark Maloney giving you an alternative for your bunches of flowers. Don't get killed by the Virginia heat. Pleasure speaking with you today.